Greetings and welcome to the latest edition of the Jacksonville Buzz. I am your host, Adrienne Houghton. Now, have you ever thought of how you could reduce your fashion environmental impact? Well, perhaps my next guest will be able to help with that. She is Lisa Lambka, the owner of ReCHIC Unique Boutique. Welcome, Lisa.
Well, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Now, before we find out about Unique Boutique, tell me a little bit about Lisa.
Well, I have an interesting background. I love fashion, and that's why I do what I do now. But my background was in high-tech construction and manufacturing. So I got out of that because it was too much, and decided in my old golden years to do something that was easy, that I could do pretty much by myself, and have fun with it.
So tell me about ReCHIC. Tell me how you got it started, and tell me more about it, because it's in St. Augustine, in an absolutely beautiful part.
Well, thank you.
On San Marco. So
yes, thank you very much. Yes, and I used to be in Palm Beach County, but and I was there for 9.5 years. I've been here now a year and a half, and I absolutely love St. Augustine. It is a wonderful place. And I started it really back in California. My late husband had developed stage 4 cancer and had it for 6 years. And he and I had been business partners, part of our marriage. And when he got sick, I decided I had to do something that I could do by myself without him as, running half the business and I doing my specialty. So I just decided to go into this because I've always loved fashion, and I had collected for over 40 years of different things. And he used to buy me clothes and bags, and at one time I had 22 Chanel handbags. So I said, well, gee, this is a business I can get into, and I already have the inventory. So that's what I did, and I've been doing it now 11 years. So and I love it. I have 600 hats in my hat collection. I probably have the largest vintage hat collection in the state of Florida, because they go back to the 1920s to 1990s. I probably have the largest sterling silver jewelry collection of one-of-a-kind pieces, because I also repurpose antique sterling. This is a 1930s lipstick holder with a mirror.
Oh my goodness.
And I made this one into a ring, and I made several others into pendants. So I do a lot of that. I'll take salt and pepper shakers and make them into earrings or necklaces or bracelets. And then it really is one of a kind. And I'm also repurposing history, because it's important. Nobody will ever make these again.
No, not at all.
It's a shame. And they won't. And so I figure I take history and make it into wearable jewelry.
How absolutely marvelous.
Yeah, so it's fun.
I'm looking at some of these wonderful pieces.
Yes.
But have you ever regretted selling something?
Well, I look at it this way. Everything's for sale.
Right.
But yeah, there are. But, my father always said, there's always another one. So, and he's right. I can't get excited over that. I've lost so many other things in my life that a ring or it doesn't mean anything.
So actually, your store has more jewelry and accessories, handbags than it does clothing.
I do have a lot of clothing. My clothing goes as far back as the 1900s. Which is unusual, because when the clothing gets really old, it disintegrates.
Yes.
So, but I do have quite a bit of clothing. The problem, though, is with vintage clothing, they run very small. So,
yes, they do.
So, unfortunately, a lot of it's too small for a lot of people. But I do have shawls and furs, and I probably have the largest collection of furs in St. Augustine. And they go as far back as the 1920s.
Yes, and there's a big difference between antique, vintage, and
yes. Yes.
And one is it antique? It has to be 100 years or more?
That is correct, and vintage is 20 years or more.
20. So I think it's 25 for a car, I think, isn't it?
And that's an antique.
And that's an antique?
Yes.
Golly.
That is correct.
So tell everyone exactly whereabouts in St. Augustine you are. and how to get hold of you.
Well, I'm right across the street from the Deaf and Blind School. So
that's easy to remember.
So that's easy to find. And I have a 5-foot Betty Boop standing outside my store. So she's becoming a landmark. People walk up and take pictures with her. So it's been fun. I mean, it's great. I mean, she stands, 5 feet tall, and she's on roller skates, and she kind of fits with the store. So, and we've become quite celebrities in the neighborhood because my husband and I sit out front of the store on this really cute table and chairs, and people go by and they honk and they wave, and I don't even know who half of them are. And I walk into like wherever I go, like the grocery store or Circle K or some store, and people come up to me, "Oh, you're that beautiful woman that sits outside that store."
Well, how pleasant to be remembered by that.
That's what I say. So I'm still beautiful. I'm 63, but thank you. I love the compliment.
Well, thank you so much for telling us all about ReCHIC Unique Boutique.
Yes, it's
because
fun.
It sounds fascinating. It sounds like a cave that you want to go into and explore. So,
it is.
So I hope you'll come back and tell us more.
I would
because
love to.
We have just run out of time.
We have. My goodness. Okay. Well, that was quick.
It feels very quick. It was lovely to talk to you. Thank you for coming in.
Same here. It was great fun. And this is for you, for having me on the show.
Oh, my goodness.
Now, if you buy anything in my store, this is my signature boxes.
Look at that. ReCHIC Unique Boutique. I don't think we'll forget that. It's a fascinating place full of fascinating items. So if you'd like to know any more information, of course, you could always find it on iwannabuzz.com.